This is the third video from our castle wall series. We've now added all the glue flaps for the cap, bottom, and end flaps. Now we'll learn how to set the fold direction, how to copy and paste a section with its subtree, and how to set the offsets for a section. Let's get started.
Okay, we've added our glue flaps around. You can see all the glue flaps on here, and I've put glue flaps at the bottom and on the side over here. And let's have a quick look at this in 3D and see how we're doing. It's folding up nicely, but you can see that the capping piece that we set up is not actually folding up the way that we want it. So you can see that that's rolling all the way around and not what we want. So let's go back to our construction view. And so what's happening is that by default the flaps are set to fold in a clockwise direction, but we can't have that on this capping because some of them have to fold in a different direction. So this flap here should be in the clockwise, this one in clockwise, but this one will uncheck, so it will go counterclockwise, as well as this one will go counterclockwise. Now let's have a look at it and see if that makes a difference. And yes, so now we've got our thing, but there's also a problem because our glue flaps are actually folding right in line with the sides and the ends, and we don't want that. We want them to be tucked inside. So the way that we'll take care of that, we'll go back to our construction view, and let's on this particular one, well, before we handle that, we actually need to finish this end cap over here, and so our top cap over here. And we could go through the whole process like we did before, but there's an easier way to do that. So let's just see what we do here. So I'm going to click on this panel here, or this top cap section, and I'm going to do a Control-C to copy it. And this time I'm going to click on my line and go to my right click and at line. Let's see if I can move this over a little bit so that we can actually see it, because I want you to see what the option is for that. So I'm going to go at line, and then I'm going to go paste clipboard subtree. So when we do that, I got my flap. Notice that I have to put it on the correct side of the line, the fold line. So once I do, I click on it, and now you can see that I've got that whole subtree. So I didn't have to recreate all that, even though it has all them glue flaps. So now that we have that, we need to make some adjustments. And so we're going to start here, and on this one, while we have the flap selected, we're going to go over to the edit offsets, and we want to do both the right and the left. So we're going to select option 4 in here. Now we want to check on our checkbox here so that we can actually use the thickness of the material. And that way, if we change the thickness of the material, then it will actually change those offsets, and that'll make it scalable and parametric in using the offsets. So on this particular one, we only want to offset the left side. So I'm going to go in here and we'll, on that one, we'll select it and go over to our edit offsets. And this one we just want the left side, and we'll do the same thing here. We'll click that. That gives us that. The next thing that we want to do is on this particular flap. Well, let's get this end flap here, and we need to offset it, but what we need to do is offset it on the end out here. So click on the edit offset button again. If we go to our option here, that's considered the top. Now you say, why is the top? Because always every section that we add has a hinge, which is the bottom, and then going out from the hinge is the top, and then you have the left and the right. So on the top here, we're going to go just that thickness of the material again, and that will move everything in because it's attached, and so that takes care of that one. Then we just need to do this bottom piece here, and again, if you notice the arrow here pointing down, the arrow is pointing the direction that the hinge, this is the hinge line, so here's the top, and on this particular one, this would be the right and this would be the left. So let's double click on this, go to our edit offsets, and on this particular one we want to go left, right, and top, and so we'll click on all these to get us that thickness of the material again, and we'll click OK. So now we got all of our offsets. We're going to come back one more time and finish up this project, but we're going to stop right here.